Hello, welcome Rahul. You're watching me on my YouTube channel, my talk. So if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I have a purpose. I want to instill positivity. I try to discuss some topics which can be enlightening because it is important that in this information age, if we do not have enlightened knowledge, then we won't be able to trade ourselves because someone is trading himself, either his skills, either his product, either his time. So if he's not trading himself, he's not going to get certain money. So that is why you become certain valuable person who can have ability to make his livelihood better, to capitalize on certain skills or products that he would be able to involve himself in. Because if you're not involved in any activity, how can you get opportunity to make certain money? In this information is whoever have opportunity, they're capitalizing, they're cashing in on, and that is what you have to realize. If you really want to capitalize something profitable, in enumeration or whatever you say, if you really want to make money, you should understand exactly that in this upcoming year, the new year coming, you should learn some skills. The 2025 is almost gone. New year 2026 is coming. We should welcome that. And if we will have resolution to make something big, at least learn some soft skills and some professional knowledge. If you'll be able to accumulate and assimilate, you'll certainly be able to improve yourself. And that is what I want, because if you're not embarking on a journey, no one else is coming to rescue you. That is what you have to understand. If you really want to rescue, then only the gate will open for you. And that is what we have to understand. Now I'm trying to tell you that initially everything becomes heavy for us because we have also some inertia. Whatever we learn initially, it is difficult for us. Let alone when we habituate that, when we inculcate it, then we learn that it becomes easier for us. The time taken for the same activity, if we are doing it consistently, will go shorter and shorter, and that is what makes us efficient. So everywhere in life, wherever you go, you will find that there is a pattern, either in 3D world or in any activity that you are doing, or anything, in any online arena or in your life, you will see that there is a pattern. And once you recognize that pattern, once you feel yourself, that you'll be able to perform as well in a better way. You'll be able to find some hacks to move ahead in life. You'll certainly be able to do that in a better way. I'm trying to tell you that, even in this world, if you'll find excellencies, a lot of excellencies, inculcating a habit of learning each and everything, whatever is given to you, if you'll be really sharp enough to acquire all this knowledge, difficulty will come, the pattern will emerge. You have to learn a different way. Recognize the pattern along with that. See how to understand that very pattern once you'll move ahead, back and forth, and once you'll try to decode the pattern, try to analyze analytically, all the patterns that are coming to you. Then you will realize actually what is happening in your life. Universe has a pattern. This mammoth universe has many programs running inside of it, and they are all working for you. If you are really becoming intelligent enough, you will see that the pattern within the universe is so intelligently weaved that it will be difficult for you to go in the same pattern and understand all this truth. If you move with according to the pattern, you'll be able to realize that, but you won't be able to learn it analytically until unless you don't break the pattern and come out of that. See, in a Matrix movie, what happens? When the protagonist, when the hero enters the room of architect, who designed all the programs, to read that very person, to read that protagonist and hero, the architect shown him that we are having a lot of programs running around you and showing you each and every gesture, each and every reactions. That is what he was reading. And that is why he was predicting his future based on data. But he has given him two options as well in his life. Either he can go to rebuild Zion, who was a community of some people, or he can choose something else, as a human emotion, what allowed him. So whatever he chose, it it became difficult for him. He was not able to survive even, but he saved the giant in a different way. He was given an alternate choice that he can choose certain people of giant and can make, you know, a separate giant after annihilation of previous giant pattern and previous giant community, But in every situation, he was blamed, and in the end of the movie, many of people, criticized him that he is going to be the main villain. Even hero was criticized that if he has chosen his beloved one and made everyone's life in danger. I was talking about movie. So what happened? See, if you until unless you don't break the pattern, even the architect will lead you till the end. You have to break the pattern. And once you break the pattern, you'll be able to understand exactly how these machines, universal machines, or these, all these machines who are reading you, how they are going into a pattern. They are not as specifically, you know, recognizing you. Maybe your characteristic is changing, maybe your patterns are changing, maybe your traits are changing, and based on that, maybe intellectually you're changing. So, based on that, you will see that these patterns and programs will differ. That is what I want to tell you. And once you become an anomaly, once you become that very person who has to be aware of his own quality, you have to read all these patterns, you have to read the architect, you have to read all these patterns and machines and whatever is happening in your life as well in 3D world. Then you will realize, then you will be able to jot down exactly what is happening. You know? And if you really want to sustain a better life in this world, you have to be competent enough to make certain position in that very pattern. If you're not earning money, then you will not be able to sustain a better livelihood. These are the societal patterns, societal norms that humans have made. If human would have been intelligent, they would not have made these patterns. Rather, they have, they would have came together, and then they would have built something better for themselves without any conditions. Everyone should be fed. Everyone should be given some foods. Without hunger, they would sustain. Without basic needs, no one can have that kind of adversity. Everybody will be given equal opportunity, but the world has not been designed that very way. So everywhere there is a pattern, and you have to fit into that very pattern. You have to make yourself better, and even then, if you want to cross every situation or border or pattern, you have to become that very person in order to recognize that pattern, and then only you can get away with the pattern. Then only you can break the sequence. Then only you can become an anomaly. Then only you can sustain that very life. That is what you have to understand. That is what the very big message I have given you. If you will be really intellectual enough, you will recognize what I wanted to say, and then you will sustain whatever you want to work on. Thank you for listening to me.